and one of which is a physician, and it's definitely a location thing. Like, because we've talked to all of them, including him, and it's like, that's not an issue at all here. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, never mind that, but the hours that certain places are available.
Depending, yeah. So I have a friend who I've worked for before. He lives in the United States now, but he used to live in Vancouver. And their issue wasn't as much time as much as it was if you need a GP visit, general practitioner, you're fine. You need you need emergency medicine, you're perfectly fine. You get cancer, I hope you don't mind moving.
Yeah.
Or living in another city. Much. Like if you have cancer, or let's say you need heart surgery and it's not an emergency. It was getting specialized care that was in particular difficult there. And there's not that much of a difference in the United States. Really, we're kind of blessed here in the Northeast, at least.
Excuse me, but we just had a ding of love, and I'd hate to interrupt healthcare with Minoff John.
All right, awesome.
But this is we had a very generous donation from one of the people on the Discord channel right now, Mr. Rich Brotman.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
And oh shit, I have to read the damn Gmail.
So there was a little request there.
Minoff John has to wear his not current underwear on his head for 10 minutes. Okay, I can do that.
But I said not current.
I know, so I'm gonna get Charlie to bring me down a pair of my underwear.
But you could.
You are certainly being graceful there, sir.
It's an interesting conversation to have.
Yeah, this should be good. I think this needs to be on.
Yeah, hey, I need you to bring a pair of my underwear down out of my drawer, and please bring it down to me. He took his glasses off and went, okay.
Perfect.
Just go. I got to do that.
Can we get the face cam up there, John?
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
All right.
Fuck, I'll wear it for the rest of the damn show. I don't give a shit. You've earned it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so since we're getting to that part of the show, I might as well have a shot.
Hey, Ron.
At least we're being honest now.
There we go. I really don't want to work on this hooch hauler anymore.
I don't blame you. It's friggin' awful.
Neither do I. You have made me less want to work on mine.
Do you play Trolls?
Nope. Channel mascot. That's the reason I got it.
Oh,
nice.
Oh boy, man, it is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like, it's a good piece. It's not like a broken piece, but it's good. But the assembly of it is good.
Or anything unless you challenge yourself.
There it goes.
I'll do
nice.
I'll do an advertise for Haynes. There we go.
That, if I didn't know any better, it looks slightly Middle Eastern.
It's hard to be a pimp, yo.
You look like you could be like robbing a an old tomb or something right now.
There you go.
No.
We're doing what?
Aloha snack bar?
No. I meant like an extra in Indiana Jones, not
whatever the fuck I'm doing.
Welcome back, Congo. I'm wearing my underwear on my head. Welcome back to the stream. So, I mean, these are
nothing ever goes wrong.
These are a
pair. Nothing.
It's a pair of my. These are boxer briefs, so they fit on my head quite nicely. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're
It almost looks like you're wearing like part of a little rug on your head, like the pattern.
There you go. See, check it out.
Outstanding.
That's where the chickens in the mist go.
It looks very stylish.
I'm gonna put it back on my head.
All right. Congo, why are they on your head? Well, because
why not?
Because I'm a whore, and I will do anything for money, as long as it helps other people. So
anything,
pretty much.
Right, so
for enough money.
Dan and I are gonna sign off now.
Okay.
And, we're gonna go get some food because we've been drinking all day.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel perfectly sober.
Yeah. Okay, Dan.
Well, Rich and Dan.
I saw that landing you tried to stick.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Rich and Dan,
Listen, let's be fair. I stuck that landing.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, stuck it right on my head.
Yeah, you stuck it like a lawn dart.
Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Rich, Dan, thank you so much for making this such a huge success.
Thank you for doing it, man.
Let's hit the recycle button here and see how much money we're at.
What are we at here?
Because I'm pretty sure it's a pretty nice number. That's not.
It is. We haven't broken 1,000 yet.
Nope, we can still do
there.
that. We got 2 hours of Painting with Menoth John to do yet. We can do this.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Money pools. Come on. We are at $845. We are $155 away. We can do that, man. We can get that $155 in the last hour. 2 hours. I know we can do that. So
you get 12 minutes left if you just join us to get entered in a drawing for a free dice tray from Aaron Gordon Bratton, the Dream Maker.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're legit as shit.
So
there you go.
Let's see.
Dude, he makes awesome stuff in general.
Yes, he does. All right, so Rich is on the
list.
list.
Local store is jealous of his dice trays. He's like, I need one. I'm like, well, I can get you in contact with him. He's like, but I'm poor. I'm like,
yeah. I also have one of his dice trays, and
whoa, that is a hell of a link.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous. I did not expect.
That's worse than the donate button.
That. Yeah, I did also share that on the Paint with Mount John Facebook page, also, Rich.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Aaron.
Okay, so
I have a ebony dice tray, and yes, made from the ebony wood that Aaron made. It is pretty. I wouldn't stop touching it. We'll leave it at that.
Would you not stop touching your wood? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, my big.
Sure.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in, and continue listening because the old school show in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, thank you so much. We're going to drop off of the Discord, and we're going to switch back to Skype, I think, John.
Boom.
Sweet.
All right, so here we go.
Guys.
All right.
Excellent. I'll see you around, and
thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks, Duke. All right, so we're going to bring up this again, and then we're going to bring up... Oh, my God. Did this thing fucking restart? Okay, guess what just happened, John? It without asking me, it loaded up the old version of Skype.
Oh.
So now it doesn't. Now it's broken again. So I guess I have to I have to find that link to old Skype again.
It upgraded it and all without your.
It upgraded without asking my permission.
Oof.
All right, so hang on here, guys. We're gonna have to do this again. The good thing we have time to do this. It only had to make it through this one frickin' show.
Well, you know how it is. I'm gonna let you work on that, and I'm gonna run and get something to drink.
Okay, guys. So just hang in. We're gonna keep working on this. And let's see here. Let's see here if I can find that Xsplit. We're going to try and figure this thing out first, guys. All right, go Skype Classic. And we're going to shut down Skype. Reinstall it again, because that's super legit and totally sweet and great television. Could not be happier with everybody's donations. Thanks, everybody, folks. I super appreciate it. Xsplit needs to pull its head out of its ass real quick. And... that'll work as soon as he gets back to his computer. Skype is a piece of shit. So is Microsoft. Oh, I hear you.
We're just waiting for loading now?
Waiting for your camera to load. I can hear you just fine. Oh, all I've got is the icon.
Nope.
Oh,
I'm trying to restart it and make it.
man, I can't tell you the hate that I have in my heart for Skype. Upgrading it like that without telling anybody. Do I need to recall you?
Probably a good idea.
Okay, I'll call you back. All right, let's try this again. Okay, I still got the circle.
That is strange. Why is it suddenly being a bitch? Don't be beach.
No.
Let me
That's for
double check my Skype, make sure. My system didn't. My system sometimes forgets my webcam.
Okay.
So
It's like
take
it's
a
trying to
look.
load it, though. Well, welcome to what is usually the pre-ramble portion of the show.
No, actually, right now it's my Skype. It's not yours. It's my camera's not let me.
Do you need to restart?
Oh no, I need to do this. Hold on. Hutta.
Put the pre-ramble
That's
cam
not-
on. If we're gonna do this old school, we're gonna do this seriously old school.
Why is it? It's my camera not working. Hold on. Let me.
Maybe Discord fucked with it.
It is possible. There we go. Is that better?
Hey, there you go. That's working.
Boom.
All right, I gotta get my music back up here too, because if we're gonna do this old school, we gotta do it seriously old school.
Gotcha. Let me get that out of here because that's problems. I'm gonna text some people and see if they want to donate.
Sounds good, man.
A couple guys who I've messaged, but they hadn't gotten back to me.
We're gonna be over $1,000. I'm just gonna put that out there. One way or the other, we're getting $1,000. But it'd be
If I'd realized you were doing this, I would have saved. I actually donated directly to him and paid the extra so that all the money went to him.
Yep.
Because they give you that option for GoFundMe. I
Okay.
paid the extra and I donated. It was when I first heard about it. So.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Donate.
All right, so there you go. We are. You're looking good. We got this. Welcome to the pre-ramble, folks. This is something we haven't done in a whole long time, like a year. And we're gonna kick it old school. John, I did not put out any notifications for Flippity Bloops.
I did, but it had the same effect as you not putting one out.
Okay. Well, we need Flippity Bloops. So we'll ask people for that early on and see if we can't do this differently. We'll try to
Really
get some
old school.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
All right, thanks, Ben. There was a notification for that on Facebook. Holy shit, John, I'm tired.
I'm feeling pretty good,
Good for you, man.
which is good because, well,
Oh.
I'd have to kind of.
That was the ding of love.
FltMedic's back. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Robert. We just got another donation from Tony Buxeric, which is Duke Booter.
Yay,
So-
Duke.
He is in the drawing for the dice tray.
Add him down. I have to add Rich also.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Best ever. Appreciate it. I needed that right now. Chuck just brought me a soda pop.
Awesome. I have, well, I'll save my drink reveal for drinky time. Hey.
So, should
So,
we tell
Robert
Robert
says,
where the pool is for dollars?
Let's wait till we get the giveaway. Maybe someone will jump in. But he says, "Hey everyone, thank you all for being amazing, and thank you, John, for putting this all together.
Oh,
We want to thank you because this is literally the least we can do.
it is absolutely the least we can do. I can't think of doing less.
Yeah, any less than this, I couldn't imagine. I mean, we're just sitting here all day talking and trying to get people together and getting our friends to chat, trying to raise some money for
I'm
you.
even wearing underwear on my head.
He is actually wearing underwear on his head and also around his lower torso like you're supposed to be.
That's right. Yeah,
It's
it's
double underwear. That's ghetto.
boom. I'm kicking for shizzle. Right? That's what the kids say, right? For shizzle.
Oh, shizzle.
I'm like MS-14 or something.
Oh, MS-14. You're going up in the world.
That's like MS-13 plus 1. Boom.
It is exactly like that.
That's right. Are we at green paint and straight lines part of the night? No, that happened earlier.
Yeah, we did that a lot.
But we gave you credit for red and green, not just straight lines.
Red and green.
Yep.
I think we even mentioned you know how to do the curved lines, too. It's not just the straight lines.
No.
You can do the curved ones.
You can do curved ones. All right. Are we ready to do this, John? Are we ready to kick it like we used to? Oh, 6. We got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Do we want to roll for the dice tray on during the show?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There we go.
Are you going to release this as a show or what?
Fuck. I don't know.
Oh, well, whatever.
Not really.
If anything, I think Chickens and the Mist needs to go on YouTube, but
yeah,
they'll demonetize it because of language.
Yeah, I make so much money off of YouTube.
Yeah, about that. We need to talk to you about that.
The only thing I do on YouTube that gets any hits is the 2-hour loop of the Bob Ross theme. That's got pretty close to 100,000 views on it already.
My buddy's like, I'm going live now. You want to join me? I'm like, I'm still streaming.
Sorry, Robert, I'd do almost anything for you, but I don't. But you can hit me with a request for theme music 2 minutes before the show starts.
Oh yeah, that would. Yeah.
And it's not really welcome back. It's just a special. It's not. Yeah. I'm not bringing the show back. My God.
If anything, we get the theme from the ABC afternoon specials.
Yeah, there you go.
Frank the Tank. Hi, Frank the Tank.
What up, Frank the Tank? I don't recognize your name, but I'm glad you're here.
Absolutely.
It is kind of a yearly special. It's special, all right.
Hi, anytime you...
This underwear is making my head hot.
I wonder why that is.
Man.
Let's ask an engineer about thermodynamics and shit.
Let me tell you about the thermodynamics of the underwear on my head. All right.
Hey, Star Wars Christmas Carol. I'd watch a Star Wars Christmas Carol.
Fuck yeah.
Is Darth Vader going to be Scrooge, or is it going to be Emperor Palpatine?
Good question. Banyan wants to know, MJ, what are the Horizons Pass and the variants in Steam for Elite? You want the Horizons Pass. The Horizons gets you the ability to land on planets and shit like that. And the Season Pass makes sure you get all of the free extra shit that comes out once every quarter. So they basically make major upgrades to the game once a quarter. It's fun. It's a huge grind. Oh my God, Tin Man XL. Fuck yeah. All right, let's start this show. All right, here we go. We got royalty in the house. Got it. All right, mute that shit. Here we go. Painting with Menoth John is presented in Super Legitivision. Super Legitivision, the future of podcasting. It's .com.
Hello, I'm
Menoth John.
And I'd like to welcome you. First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your homes. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your
miniatures
and paint along with us each week. Let's go over to the canvas here and let's get started. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. Start out by believing here. You can almost paint with anything. All you have to do is practice.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you can paint with anything you want, but you can't paint with the underwear on your head unless you're Menoth John. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Saturday Night Spectacular. You know, it's not the Sunday Night Extravaganza, but it's the Saturday Night Spectacular. And a shout-out to Owen from Gaming with the Cooler. What a dick move to broadcast against us. Anyway.
That's all right. He can lose. They all lose.
No, it's all good. Owen is awesome, and he's playing RimWorld, which is something I'm a little more addicted to than I wish I was. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We put the paddles on the body, and we brought back Painting with Menoth John, old school style. You know him, you love him. He's the man up in the right-hand corner. Yeah, I think that's right. Right-hand corner. The co-host with the mo-host, Mr. John Spencer.
Heyo!
Oh! It's been a year since we've done this shit, John.
Indeed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's been long enough that I've gotten used to being called John Spencer, not the co-host with the most.
Oh, you are always the co-host with the mo-host in my world, buddy. You know, back when we used to run this show on a weekly basis for 4 years, or however long it was,
Long time.
we would start each and every show, for the most part, unless I forgot, with a shot. And I'm kicking it old school, bitches. Cracking. That's right.
I forgot to get some.
I will have one for you. Well.
Oh, I've got something. Don't you worry.
Oh, I will be.
I'm not that much a noob. I remember, sir.
I will be all in on the Kraken. What are you having for your beverage du jour?
I have Dr. McGillicuddy's Intense Apple Pie Liqueur, which is fucking awesome.
Very nice. It's like sticking a whole apple pie right in your pie hole all at once. Very nice.
It is great.
Very nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, no force blows tonight. I don't have any orange juice. It'd be amazing if I did, though.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, so here we go. This is we're gonna release the Kraken for Robert. This is a continuation of the all-day broadcast to say fuck you, cancer. So on behalf of John Spencer and myself, fuck you, cancer. Hey, Ron.
Fuck you, cancer, Ron.
Oh,
that's good.
You know, this is more drinkable than other things I have on my shelf.
That's scary.
Yeah, I got some awful shit on the shelf, I'll tell you what. This is great. Everybody's ronning at the same time. This is fantastic, John.
So it should be.
Well, we've got a fantastic show ahead for you. We've been doing this since 9 o'clock Central Time. And for those
so
of you...
we're in hours 11 and 12 here. Getting ready to take it home.
Absolutely. We are very close to our goal, folks. We wanted to raise $1,000 for FltMedic, and we are close. We're within $150 of reaching our goal. And, I knew that when we decided to do the old school broadcast that we would have a shot because there's just literally nobody better in the whole wide world than the Brushheads. And I knew that if we brought it back together, we brought the love, we ate our vitamins, all that kind of stuff, we would be exactly what we would need to do to vault ourselves over that $1,000 limit. I have in front of me the iPhone that has been giving us the magic dings of donation all day. And when we get a donation at the site below, which I know is it's not easy to type in. It doesn't roll off the tongue like, let's say, rabbleboom.com or anything like that. You can't just type rabbleboom.com and donate to Robert. You can't do it. But what you can do is look at your screen right here, paypal.me/pools/86v7sgi3v2. Now, the easy way to remember that is 86 means to get the hell out of here. So, get the hell out of here. V7 is a euphemism for cancer. Get the hell out of here, cancer. And then SGI3v2 stands for Robert's World. So, get the hell out of here, cancer, from Robert's World. So that's how you remember it. And if you donate to that, that's going to help us reach that $1,000. And every dollar that is donated is going to go to Robert because we're using these PayPal pools, which doesn't take out any extra cash like GoFundMe or anything like that. So, woohoo! We love that.
Absolutely.
Earlier in the day, we were running a contest, in the last hour, I should say, and we were running that for some wonderful dice tray, and I've got an example of how wonderful this dice tray is. This is from Aaron Gordon Braden. You'll notice the rich Corinthian woods and the further rich Corinthian felts on the inside, and it's really beautiful. He's going to build it in a wood of your choice and at a finish of your choice. Don't say like adamantium or something, vibranium. Don't do that, but give him a wood that actually exists, and he'll actually do that for you. Every dime will be used to move her to Tennessee, as FltMedic is saying. He has a separate savings account set up to provide anyone with receipts. We believe you, Robert. We know there's not a bone of scam in your body, and this is going for a great cause. So, yes, he does do great work. Now,
Yes.
how many did we have enter in that time period there?
We had 4.
Okay, so we're going to do the same things we did before. John, I would like to roll the die this time, if that's okay.
By all means, sir.
Okay, I'm going to roll it in a dice tray by Aaron Gordon Braden. So here we go. On a 5 and 6, we reroll. And it's a 1. Holy shit, we've given it away to the 1 both times. Who gets it, buddy?
It goes to Chris Eberly.
Chris Eberly, you have yourself a fabulous dice tray. Yeah, that's Congo, man. We love Congo. Congo, you've been with us throughout the whole day, and we really appreciate it. I'm glad you're getting a little something to show for it, because you have donated from the depths of your heart, and we appreciate it very much.
And he helped make Chickens in the Mist very amusing.
Yes, he did. Folks, I will post this on YouTube, and I will put, I'm pretty sure I will. I'll at least put like one tag in there as to the timestamp for Chickens in the Mist, because that shit was legit.
It was hilarious.
It's a one-shot RPG that we did with the Beer Machine guys, and it's a comedy, action, horror thing, and it's very funny. It's a little PG-13, but only a little. So John, it's really fun to be on the podcast with you again. It's been a long, long time, and
It's been over a year,
and I miss you very much. And but I thought that by bringing us together, I thought that, hey, one of the cool things we could do is we could bring back another guest or a part of the show that was a regular part of the old podcast. And here he is, straight from the monitor on the right of me. He's going to talk to you first off tonight to talk about one of our favorite sponsors here for KR Multicase. You know him, you love him. Here he is, Luchador Bottle Opener. Hey, man, let me tell you about the KR Multicase. KR Multicase no longer sponsors the Painting with Menoth John show, mostly because there is no Painting with Menoth John show. So they didn't have really anything to sponsor anymore. But I want you to know, Meng, on behalf of the Luchador Bottle Opener, that's me, Mio. Hey, don't you ever forget, I'm right here, and I'm going to go off the top rope. Hello, I'm here to tell you how much all of this means to Robert. If you would donate, then Luchador Bottle Opener would be very, very happy, even though I cannot stay in frame because I am so amazing and amazingly wonderful. Now, I'm here to tell you about KR Multicase. KR Multicase is the home of the Butterfoam. You know, when you care about your miniatures, you want to give them the very best. There's rich Corinthian leather, and rich Corinthian wood, and rich Corinthian felt, like we just talked about from Aaron Gordon Braden. There is nothing to compare with the butterness of Butterfoam. You know, when you put your miniatures in Butterfoam, you can literally hear them say, ah. That's right. So if I had a model, let's see. Hey, Menoth John, you got a model over there? I got a model over here for you. All right, here. Let's see what this model has to say if it was in Butterfoam. Ah! So there you have it, straight from the frog's mouth. It's like sliding in between two pieces of bread if those two pieces of bread had butter on them, because it's Butterfoam. 10 out of 10 models couldn't give a shit about Rabblebone. I asked 10 models, they didn't even know what it was. So, but they knew the Butterfoam, and they knew, So, on behalf of this very, very special program and Robert Durevsky, all I got to say is, There you go, ladies and gentlemen, Luchador Bottle Opener. Out of retirement. For there you go, and there it goes. Now you're back on there. Not for Rabblebum, but for KR Multicase, home of the Butterfoam. It's better than a sharp stick in the face. Your miniatures won't hate you for it. There you go. Ah, that's right. We may have more advertisements later on, but you can never tell when they're going to happen. So, all right. So we wanted to get some flippity bloops going. I don't think anybody put any out there, did they?
Ben put one on for us.
Okay, well that's nice. If anybody in the chat room, I don't know how many people are actually watching this. Let's see. We
a
have
fair amount.
That's nice. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's nice.
So some things have changed since you were last on, John. A lot of those are bots.
Really?
Yes.
Fuck those people.
Yes. Well, they're bots.
Well, who's actually MWM, whatever that is probably a bot, right?
Yep. Electric Skateboard, is he in here? No, he's not in here right now. Decaf Smurf, I believe, is a bot. Electrical Longboard is a bot, I'm pretty sure.
Man, I was hoping to talk to that guy. I wanted to know more about his long board.
Hey-o!
Ho! Right. It doesn't matter.
Giant cocks.
Hey, you know what? We got some of the originals on here, so that's super legit and totally sweet.
Yep, and some new guys. Frank the Tank.
Mm-hmm.
You are not a bot. Indeed, you are not. You are active in the chat room, my friend. Thank you.
Love you, man.
All right. Well, should we talk what we've been doing? What's next on the agenda?
Well, I guess probably we ought to do a little bit of that. I mean, I've been working on this stupid hooch hauler literally all day, and I don't have a minute's worth of tolerance for it anymore. I need to step away from it. But we can talk about what we've been doing.
Sometimes you got to put it down and just step away from it and let it. I mean, it ball raising one with the model, with the game.
Yeah.
With people sometimes, however you got to do it.
However you got to do it.
Come back fresh.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and so if you want to mark that one down, John, we got another flippity bloop. So what have I been doing? So we're talking about a year ago. We looked in the old crystal ball in the last episode, and it was very obvious to me with the things that were coming down the pipe that I wasn't going to be able to support doing a Sunday night show all the time. And it turned out I was absolutely fucking correct. It's for the last. I made a trip in the fall to Italy, and then again things kind of heated up in the early spring, and then they've been going full blast all summertime. So a lot of you guys know I'm an engineer for Starbucks, and in my role I work in as a startup person for new plants and new roasteries and stuff like that. And I was heavily involved in the Milan project. Milan is about to open on September 6th. We will open the doors for the first time, and it'll be the first Starbucks in Italy. And it's been a wonderful project to get an opportunity to work on that. Milan's fantastic. It's a neat little town. It is not as big as Rome or anything like that. It's really been Milan is kind of the industrial center of Italy. So if you think about Alfa Romeo, you think of Fiat, you think of Ferrari and all those guys. They're except for Ferrari, they're all based kind of in Milan. Ferrari is a little ways away, but not too bad. It's all northern Italy though. And so I've been working on starting up the roastery, which is in downtown Milan, pretty heavily, and it's about to open up the door. But so I've been gone 2 weeks at a time, and then home for a week, or even just home for a weekend, for most of the summertime. And until about 3-4 days ago, I hadn't picked up a paintbrush in over a month, maybe 2 months. So, it just wasn't the life I saw it coming down the pipe, and I could just see that there was no place in my universe for Painting with Menoth John as a regular show, and that's what I've been doing. So, a lot of shit's happened in my life since then. I lost my dog Zaza. For many of you remember me talking a lot about her. She was a wonderful dog, and she was amazing. She came down with cancer, which is another fuck you to cancer for taking one of my best friends away from me. And she had cancer of the veins, and she also had a growth on her kidney that bled into her chest cavity and stopped her heart. And she died on her way to the veterinarian. And I was actually out of town. And that was no bueno. So
Yeah.
I didn't get too much of a chance to say goodbye to my girl. And then my girlfriend's cat passed away, Ginny. Actually, Ginny passed first. Also of cancer. Screw you, cancer. Stop taking away things and people that I love. And
Jesus.
and so Ginny died of she had very advanced cancer, and there was really nothing we could do to help her. And then so I got back around July the 4th. I got back into the pool and got myself a dog again. I found a rescue pup that needed a new home named Ziggy. And I was gone a lot, and Belinda was doing an amazing job of taking care of Ziggy. And Kenny was coming home from a trip from Italy after having the dog for less than 2 months, and had to go to the veterinarian and euthanize him because he had a born with a heart defect, and so he was very, very sick, and his little body, as it grew, couldn't keep up with his bloodstream, and so we made the decision to let him kind of, even with massive intervention, he would have passed away in just a matter of a couple weeks, 3 weeks. And so we decided, since he was a puppy, and we gave him the best life we could for the short amount of time that he was a part of our world, and took him to the dog park almost every day and stuff. But it was very hard. It's still a little hard to talk about it. But he passed away in my arms, so at least I got to say goodbye to him. So my summer's been terrible, actually. And it's been very, very difficult, and my kids have been amazing and been super strong. And then a new little buddy kind of came into my world just before Ziggy passed away. As you guys know, Belinda Librarian is mother of cats, and she had a little kitten wander in to her kitchen. It just came out of nowhere, and we checked for a chip and all that kind of stuff. And the cat took quite a shine to Ziggy, because how could you not? Because that dog was sweet as all could be. And the plan was for Baby Cat, as she became known, to come and live with me and Snacky and Theory. And even though Ziggy passed away, Baby Cat's doing very well, and she's a very lovely little kitten, Tuxedo Cat. And if you follow me on Facebook, I'm sure you'll see plenty of pictures of Baby Cat, because she's a huge pain in the ass, and decides that she needs to be a part of every work day, standing on top of my keyboard, because she's a cat. And but I love her very dearly, and that's kind of helped ease the pain a little bit of the summer. So it's been a very up and down year. It's been a lot of good things. I mean, I still got my family's in my life. I've still got the amazing Belinda in my life and all that kind of stuff. But it's been hard too. I mean, but folks, the thing you got to remember is that when the bad times come, there's going to be a light, or there's going to be a ray of light at the end, and you just got to keep on forging forward. And so, this kind of helped me kind of put things in perspective. Robert is in a tough spot, and I'll be very honest. Robert and I got a little sideways, and probably just as much on both of our parts as anything. I was probably just as intolerant as anybody else, and but when people are in need, that's when you got to put all that petty bullshit in your rearview mirror and step up to the plate. And that's why we're doing what we're doing here. It's because just because one thing happens or another thing happens, that's no reason to leave a person completely in your rearview mirror. So we're back. I missed you too, Robert. So we're making the monies, and if you want to donate tonight to the pool, if you want to donate it in the memory of my dog, or one of my dogs, both of them, or a cat, or whoever, fuck cancer. And if you want to give a couple bucks, that'd be nice. But if you don't have a couple bucks, that's fine too. Just watch and keep people in your thoughts and that kind of stuff too. But there you go. That's my summer. It sucked. How's that for a downer?
Yeah, no doubt. On the bright side, I realize that mine's been pretty solid. So
yeah,
I mean,
Well, you've had you've had some challenging times too, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I got fired in February for no earthly idea why.
Yeah.
The official decision was we're moving in a different direction. I'm like, all right, but I was in a good place there financially, so it didn't hurt me. I have a much better job now, much happier. Commute's a little worse, but hey, you live with the little things. That is still great.
Yep.
Moved. I'm living in the house with Banian. We're having a good old time here, even though I don't see him most of the day. But no, life's going pretty good, Still
Cool.
playing games as much as I can. I'm still podcasting with Gonzo and then Kathy Wappel every Sunday night in the old days on John Slot. We're keeping it alive.
Cool.
And, doing what we can.
Cool. Yeah, it's nice to see that. It's kind of it's very nice to see that the Sunday night slot is still there and still kicking, and people have a place to go on Sunday nights to kind of get their hobby on and all that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's bring it back up and let's talk about something more fun.
Yeah, let's talk about some more shit. So normally in the old Painting with Ben Off John back in the day show, and I think my internet speed must be taking it in the ass because I lost some picture quality from yours, John, but I'm sure it's on my end.
Yeah, I don't know. I noticed that. I was trying to figure out something on my end, but I can't see anything. So
I got a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old using their computers right now, so I'm sure they're eating up all my bandwidth.
Oh yeah, it's peak time. So as long as my audio is okay, it's okay.
All right, so we just got a mood lifter from Ben Farmer. Another the ding of love went off, and thanks again. And let me read what Ben says here. I'm looking it up. Got to scroll. We had so many donations today. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
Fuck cancer. Hopefully this will start a brighter mood and other donations end strong. We are going to end strong, Ben. I promise you that.
Yep.
What happened over the last year for me and for John, those are just bumps, man. That's life. That's how it is. But you got it's how you pull through them. And that's one of the things that I've always been so proud of this community is that we all stand together when the times are tough and make sure we take care of ours and all that kind of stuff. And we take care of those that we don't even know sometimes, The John Con donations have always been super generous. And those are for people that we will probably never, ever meet. But I tell you, I can't appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So what should we do here, John? What do you want to talk about next? We usually during this time we would pick a topic that would be interesting to us.
Yeah, shit. I mean, what do you want to talk about? I talk about a lot more stuff between podcasting and such. So you got a game topic you want to hit on?
I think the interesting thing to me is, and I've been a little bit more disconnected from War Machine and Hordes than I had been in the past because literally I've not been home, and there's nothing going. There's nothing in Milan as far as War Machine is concerned. Let's talk about what kind of games we see that are coming down the pipe here in the next year. What's been announced. I mean, we just got done with the Gen Con, and
yep.
I hear that's going to get popular someday. I really do.
Someday they'll have a ton of people there, but
for
now it's still that little con in Indianapolis you can all make it to.
Yep, Ben just shared in the chat room. My low was a bit over 2 years ago when I got fired. I have a much better and more fulfilling job now. I got to keep pushing forward. Guys, there's no truer. Back when I worked, when I started podcasting, I was working for Multimeal in Logan, Texas, in Logan, Utah, not Texas.
Utah, yeah.
Jesus, that's freaking chickens in the mist.
Chickens.
We thought a lot. I got let go from that job. And I tell you, I was sad for at least a good 2-3 hours, and then I realized that they had done a huge favor for me. And coming out of that, then boom, here we are. Starbucks has been super amazing to me. I couldn't imagine how good this things could be. They respect me. They take really good care of me. It's amazing. So we got questions about Lucky Charms, and then we've also got a question about Monpac. FltMedic, you get to ask the first question, of course. What would you like to know about Lucky Charms?
Oh, I think he's talking about the little oat pieces. You know the ones.
The one nobody gives a shit about?
Except you.
Except me. Well, I mean, I can tell the story of how that all got developed, I guess.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, once upon a time back when I was working for General Mills, which I did from 91 until 2007? Yeah, 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. There was I worked in a lot of different things. I worked in research and development, which was product development, which is what we're about to talk about. I was in manufacturing as a team leader, as well as an engineering manager at one time or another. But when I was doing product development, I was actually I got a chance to work on Lucky Charms, which the interesting thing about it is the current version of the oat piece that nobody gives a flying fuck about is my formula. And I can get into there. Yeah, I started up the plant in Albuquerque. Ben is from Albuquerque. I'll tell a couple stories about that while I'm at it too. So basically, what we did is when you're developing a cereal, you're given a concept by marketing, and then you try like hell as an R&D person to fulfill on that concept. The concept marketing came to us was with a sprinkling of marshmallows on every piece, because nobody gives a flying fuck about oat pieces, and they want more marshmallows, right? Makes sense.
And you can't just put marshmallows in milk and call it cereal, because that's bullshit.
That's called a bowl of candy. And
Yes.
funny story, in General Mills, they refer the people who are working the plants. They don't call them marbits. They call it candy. We need a load of candy to the 8th floor. Okay, so just let that sink in. Anyway, but I worked on the cereal piece, and so what we wanted to sell the fact that there was more, marshmallow on there. So we wanted it to taste more like marshmallow, and we wanted it to look more like marshmallow. Turns out, interesting fact, is that when you dissolve a marshmallow, it turns clear. The only thing that makes marshmallows white is the fact that they are whipped with air. And the second that you melt a marshmallow to put it onto the surface of a cereal piece, it turns clear. Nobody can seize it. Nobody gives a shit. So you have to come up with a way to make it look like that. And the way you do that is with other color added. And I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about what that other color is, but it's generally regarded as safe. There's only one food coloring that you can buy that turns something white, and it is it's super safe. You don't have to worry about it. The other thing we did is we tasted a whole lot of flavors, and the flavors were all allegedly marshmallow flavors. Now, the way you taste flavors is you mix up a solution of which is called simple syrup, which is 50% sugar, 50% water. Then you add a couple drops of flavor, and you drink it like a shot. And I will tell you that the flavors in there ranged from delicious marshmallow to gasoline. Some of them were, and most of them tasted like gasoline. It was, you would get such because these flavors are in an alcohol base, and they just burn like something that burns really bad, and it was not pleasant. We tasted, I think, over 200 or 300 flavors before we came up with the one that's in actual Lucky Charms now, and it was cheap. It was really stupid cheap. So that's why I know that the flavor hasn't changed, because there was no way to cost save that stuff, and so it's that's how we ended up with it. So we added a little bit of a color to it, and they added the marshmallow flavor, and voila, Lucky Charms. So that's what I did. Also, as Ben was mentioning, I did help start up the Albuquerque plant when it was brand spanking new, and I think 1993 or 1994, something like that. It was it started up on a cereal that no longer exists called Berry Berry Kicks. And I helped start up. We also did a version of Cocoa Puffs down there as well. And man, I'll tell you what, that was actually the startup that I came away with one of my truly great bits of wisdom from an experienced cereal maker down there. His name was Tom Trapp, and he was the startup manager. And I was just a young R&D guy. I was probably 23 or 24 at the time. And he took his arm, grandfatherly old guy, and I was stressing out hard. I didn't know how to even relax even a little bit back then. And he put his arm around me, and I was very, 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 very stressed out. And he goes, son, says, "We ain't killing babies and we ain't saving them. It's just cereal." And that's I use that all of the time with people when they start getting stressed out. Is, we ain't killing babies and we ain't saving them. It's just X.
Perspective.
Yep, it's just like coffee these days. It's like, man, we're not killing babies, we're not saving babies. We're just making coffee.
Yep.
As far as I know, Pygmalion, Berry Berry Kicks is defunct. I haven't seen it on the store shelf. I don't know, maybe it is. I don't know, maybe it's still around. I haven't had it since the 90s.
Looks like it's still available.
Really? Oh, that's fun. What does it look like, I wonder? I gotta look at a
Purple
box.
doesn't look like the old
Oh, it's got
box
round
at all.
balls. So they gave up on all the shit that I... So the way it used to be shaped was the purple and red pieces were literally made to look like berries.
Berries, yeah.
Man, was that a pain in the ass to make.
Like, thanks, guys. Let's make this harder next time.
It really, really was. Yeah, no, I guess Berry Berry Kicks does still exist. And it originally had a purple box. It was a different purple than this one. But, yeah, kid tested, mother approved, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
New look, great taste. I'll be the judge of that. Man, that was an expensive flavor that was in Berry Berry Kicks because it was a fully natural flavor. And
oh, shit.
them flavors is expensive. So, anyway, so that's the story behind Berry Berry Kicks in Albuquerque, and I helped start up the two of the 3 cooking lines that existed in that plant. I don't know how many there are now. It's been a long, long time, but yeah, there you go. What else we got? What do you want to talk about, John?
I don't know. You wanted me to show this off. I mentioned it earlier that I got my Everlasting Wet Palette in from Kickstarter.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, I'm interested in how that differs from my the one I use. I have a Masterson's.
Yeah, you have the Masterson's one, yeah.
Yep.
Well, they're working on and they haven't finished it yet. They're working on a membrane that will be reusable.
Okay.
But they weren't able to get that done. So,
Okay.
first off, it's just this. It's orange. It's that. It's got the elastic thing to keep it closed.
Okay.
It has. It doesn't open easy.
Well, it probably seals pretty darn well then.
It does. It's got a seal around the edge, and it's lipped so that nothing will spill out. I mean, it'll still make a mess if you throw it around, but
Okay.
if you can keep it flat, even if you have a little mistake, it's not going to spill out.
Okay.
And the cool part is I got one of these little tiny paint palettes, and it's magnetized.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's very sharp.
Yeah, so it's super cool. Haven't had a chance to use it yet because it's hard to set up my desk for painting and then tear it down and set it back up
Fair enough.
for assembling stuff. So that's
Yep.
why I'm looking at a desk. But it's super cool. I'm very pleased with Kickstarter. I got a bunch of. It came with a bunch of parchment paper also, and some pads with the backup pad, and then 2 packs of parchment paper.
Nice.
Super cool. I'm looking forward to using it, and I am looking forward. I love the fact that they're still, even though they couldn't get it to work yet, they're still putting a little R&D thought into how to make that reusable membrane, because that would be really, really useful.
Yeah, and when you go on something like Kickstarter, especially for something like that, you're providing money for them to do that kind of R&D in. It might work, it might not work, and you shouldn't get all hateified if it doesn't exactly work. They should.
Yeah, some people got a little salty, but they were totally above board with it. Like, look, we can't make this work. We're trying.
Yep. And I'd rather have them tell me that than either not communicate or send me a shitty product that doesn't deliver on what they said it was doing.
Yep. Well, so you wanted to talk about games that are coming down the line. Let's
Yeah,
talk
for sure.
about that.
Yeah.
We got Monster Apocalypse coming. We talked a little about that tiny bit earlier with Devin.
I'm struggling with Monster Apocalypse, John. I have to be very honest with you.
It's cool, but I don't know that it fills a niche that I need filled.
I know. I just don't know that it does. It's like it's
maybe the models will come out and I'll be like, "Oh, that's super cool. I want to paint up a giant robot. That's that scale. Let's go."
Yeah, and like the game is a small scale strategy game. It's like Monster Chess is what it really is. And I don't know that I care to play Monster Chess.
So full disclosure, based on things I know, because I'm sure you guys love hearing my quasi-insider knowledge. So the Monster Apocalypse IP isn't owned by Privateer Press.
Did they
It is
sell
owned by
that?
Matt Wilson.
Oh.
So part of the reason they're pushing it is because it is his safety valve. Were PP to go under, and no one wants that to happen, and I don't know if it's going to. Though, if you talk to store owners, the over-under for store owners in this area where it's not doing very well is a year, and most people are taking the under.
Really?
I think that's a little pessimistic. I mean, if you look at the mystery boxes, it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do.
Mystery boxes are kind of a cry for help. I'm a little surprised by them.
And they're not. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. They're trying. It's just that. I mean, and it's not like they're making any mistakes that are theirs alone. They're making the same mistakes every small company that gets big because of something outside of their direct control does. They try and capitalize on it, and then when that goes away, i.e., 40K becoming good again, they're not set up for that.
Yeah, no, Congo. They have never done mystery boxes before this year.
Nope. Yeah, never before mystery boxes. There's always bundles, but you knew exactly what you were getting.
This is clearly a move to unload their warehouse.
Yeah, and that's a good idea because honestly, you're paying money on that warehouse stuff, and it's not a bad idea.
And from a tax standpoint, they also have certain advantages from a stock keeping standpoint. You want your inventory low as your fiscal year rolls around, and I don't know what their fiscal year is based on. But I would assume January to January. But
yeah, sometimes it's not. But so we're not saying it's bad for them. I'm just throwing some knowledge out there.
Yeah.
And I want Monster Apocalypse to do well because I would like PP to continue to do well. Because even though I don't play War Machine much, I'm like Robert. I don't like themes. I feel like they're not doing their job as well as they could because they're using the themes to balance everything. And they're taking away a lot of the interesting things we used to make. And that's me. I don't want to say it's 100% the game. A lot of people love themes. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
It's just, you're putting me in a box with a game that I play Mercenaries in mainly, so I'm not in the box. So Regulars is the only theme I like.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in a box. I can take a lot of different stuff. I like taking a little bit of stuff. I want to take a dwarf unit with my other stuff because I fucking want to.
Yeah.
And and it's just you can't play without a theme. They just made it impossible. So but again, I said this way back when they announced full on that this is how we're going to run it. I'm glad they announced that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very honest. I mean, I think their version of Mark III themes is much better than the Mark II themes. They're in my opinion, they're much less restrictive than they used to be. I mean, the old stream, So there's the competitive side of War Machine, and then there's the fun side of War Machine. And I think that the current version of themes allows you to play the fun version of War Machine more easily than than it was in Mark II. Because let me finish. Let me tell you why I feel that way. I feel that way because I feel like the fact that themes are not caster restrictive, even though there are some casters that clearly play more heavily into certain themes. I think that offers you some flexibility. I think that, and I'm trying to think of things like trolls and minions and things like that. It just, for the factions I play, it feels like they give me more caster options, and therefore, by giving me more caster options, it gives me more play options than what they did in Mark II.
Fair, but and that's I would actually say that's more from we'll call it a casual competitive standpoint.
Okay, fair enough.
Because there is a dirty secret about this game, and it's again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be
we're just talking.
Criticism. And I've sent some of this. Someone at Privateer has asked certain people in the community for aid in ideas, and we've sent these ideas to them. So it's not like it's something they haven't heard. So the real problem is that there's absolutely no way to play War Machine on a casual level, because playing only for caster kill is not a casual format.
No, that's fair.
And that's really where they're dying. I mean, as a competitive game, it is in a great place. They're balancing stuff. They're changing stuff. Oh, this isn't working. Let's fix it. they're giving their players input on it. There's a lot of great stuff going on there, but it's not for the casual player. And if you don't have casual players, you will die.
Yeah, casual versus casual. You make a nice distinction there between casual and casual competitive, because it's casual is like doing narrative campaigns for 40K. Which
or
is
just breaking out your models and playing and having fun and not having. So the real difference is, and this is entirely a Preparatory Press thing, we all play with Steamroller. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fair.
So remember back when Hacksaw was doing it, Steamrollers, those scenarios were really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Once you got zones and all, it was like, all right, boom, circle zone, objective, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's circle zone, square zone, square zone. Let me explain what can and can't hold these zones. Oh, wait, there's also flags here and here, and let me explain who can control these flags. That's a lot of moving parts for a casual format.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, man. I can't disagree with you.
I put a lot of thought into it because I don't want to, and I'm a big one on, I'm not going to sit on the internet and rage at people that, War Machine sucks. It doesn't suck.
No.
It's just not a game for me anymore. And I'm adult enough to know that and move on.
And, Owen has made some really good points on, I was watching one of his RimWorld broadcasts, and the subject of War Machine came up. And he's like, mechanically, it's a fantastic game. And but where it's falling apart is that it is a 2 to 3 hour game, and it is, it can end literally in a second. And I think that works against it. And once again, that's where Castor Kill is. It would be interesting to play War Machine where Castor Kill is completely off the table.
It would be interesting. You'd have to have really good scenarios, and I prefer something not quite as excessive, let's say, as a Steamroller scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened to 3 flags? I know certain people hate 3 flags. Get over it. It's a great, easy scenario. I can throw 3 flags at the table. People go like, how close are 3 to the flags? Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's all they need to know.
The only people that hate three flags are people who play competitively.
So they need a casual. Why don't they have a casual packet?
Yeah.
I had more time and spent more time in War Machine. If it wasn't like, I'm not saying, but so far out of it that I don't have time to spend on it, I might make one to just distribute it, see if we can get people playing. But
yeah,
I think locally that ship has sailed. And again, I hope they go well. So, but they got that coming out. They have another. Doesn't Preparatory have another game they're working on? Something sort of like Shadespire. I hate to put it that bluntly, but it's kind of like Shadespire.
I don't know what is. Oh yeah, they kind of announced something coming, didn't they?
Yeah, they announced it. I don't remember the details on it, because I was like, oh, that sounds cool, but I haven't bought Shadespire yet, so I would wait till it comes out and I'd compare the two and decide what I wanted to get.
Yeah, because they were talking. They showed like concept art pictures and things like that, and I don't know anything about Shadespire. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
It would be a great game for you and your boys.
What is Shadespire?
So it is a board game.
Mm-hmm.
With miniatures, because GW loves miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
And literally it's like a 3-turn board game. You play for maybe 45 minutes, and your models go around, and you get cards for objectives, like, oh, I'm going to do these things. This is how I score my points. I use points to buy extra upgrades for my dudes to do more things, and you and your opponent just go back and forth and play.
Okay.
It's really kind of cool. I mean, it's very simple. Has so there's a guy locally who doesn't play War Machine anymore because of the inaccuracies of measuring, and how if you bump a model, no matter how cool your opponent is with it, someone's gonna be a little salty about that at the end of the game. That's his view. That's cool, but he likes Shadespire because it's on a hex map, so there's none of that shit. I've moved that far. There's no question.
And it's in the Age of Sigmar universe, right?
Yep, Age of Sigmar, you have between 3 and 5 models, I think. Maybe 6 if you're playing like Undead or Skaven. And that's it. And you have cards that you customize to to make your deck of upgrades and stuff. It's really a cool little game.
Sounds fun.
It's also not terribly expensive. It's a very good price point. Handful of models. They're all pushed together, fit, so it's great for people getting into it.
FltMedic asks, how does it compare to Kill Team?
They're different, because this is really just more of a board game with miniatures. Kill Team, you are legitimately playing a low model count, tiny bit more complicated version of 40K.
Okay.
If I would say your choice of which to play depends on your time investment and your interests. If you have the interest to play a full 40k army, then Kill Team might be your better idea. If not, or if you're more going to play Age of Sigmar, you would get Shadespire.
Got it.
Both are good games. Like we said before, GW's killing it. Let's see what else.
I had to take the underwear off my head. It was getting too hot.
Yeah, no worries. You had it on way more than the 10 minutes required, sir. So Congo mentioned there's Fallout Wasteland Warfare coming out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too much of it. I expect him to tell me all about it when it gets out, and I have some other friends who are big Fallout fans, so I'll see that then. Again, I'm kind of interested, but when it sort of seems like it takes the same niche as something like Dark Age, and I have friends who already play Dark Age, and one of them actually apparently bought me an army that I can play. You know, it's sort of one of those things that goes there, but I'm interested to hear about it.
Mm-hmm. We have in the chat room, we have Aaron. So we have the Dream Maker. So we gave away your dice box, and it went super sweet. John, who was the dice box winner?
It was Congo the Drummergun.
That's right. So Congo, Dream Maker, hook each other up. Do we need to help make that happen, or can you guys, Aaron? Where should he get hold of you? So if you can even send me. Congo, are you Facebook friends with me?
Congo, if you have a problem getting in touch with them, just Facebook message me. I'll put you guys in contact.
There you go.
Facebook friends with both of them.
Outstanding. There you go. So super appreciate it. We're very near our goal. I don't know if we had any donations here recently. Let me take a look.
I'm waiting for a couple friends to see if they can get home in time. If not, I told them it'll be open later. But
oh yeah, it'll be open yet. So I'm gonna just bring it up here just to get ourselves acquainted with where we are. We are about an hour and 10 minutes away from the end of this episode. Somehow.
And somehow it's already been 10.5 hours.
Somehow 10.5 hours went by. We're at $875, so we're $125 away from our goal.
Super sweet.
Yep.
So let's see what other games in the sort of miniature variety are coming out. I mean, Adeptus Titanicus just came out. We both already said multiple times how it looks kind of cool, but it's another game sort of like Monster Apocalypse. It's sort of not necessarily an itch we need to scratch, and this one, the price point is...
It's just too high.
I mean, and as Devin said, it is a great deal. The box is a great deal. Absolutely. But it's so high, and that's not even a full army. You have to look at that. I mean, there's so many games out there. I mean, think about the games out there that you'd want to play. For example, the DC universe is putting out Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. So I'm like, maybe I'm in. I like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. They're cool. I can make a handful of people for that. That's a skirmish game.
Yep.
I have a couple models for Batman that I bought. They're just characters I like or models I liked from the series. I could play that. I mean, there's Malifaux coming out with a 3rd edition. Looking forward to that. It's going to be interesting. Infinity's still rolling along. I mean, obviously, GW has 40k, and the release of Age of Sigmar is going strong because they did this amazing thing in their book, John.
Yeah.
They put out a rule book, and it's got a ton of fluff, so you know what the fuck's going on. And suddenly people are invested in this game again because there's background.
Yeah.
What? Is that madness or what?
I think that's actually a place where our dear friends from Seattle kind of fell apart.
That was a mistake. Not throwing
that
shot at them. I was throwing that shot at GW for their Age of Sigmar initial release.
No, I get that, but I think in both cases they've kind of lost their way a little bit, and I get the fact that the books were not profitable for them. But
I think we'll look back, no matter what happens. We'll look back and say PP was ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Electronic only books, we'll say they're ahead of they're ahead of their time. Because like you or I and all, sure, we can download books onto our tablets, no problem. I have 2 tablets and a fairly large phone sitting here. I can read on any of those. But the average person's not going to have all that. They might have a good cell phone, and it's hard to read on a good cell phone.
Yeah.
Having a fucking iPod on top of that, or iPad on top of that to actually read it well, or a Kindle big enough size to read it well that's not cheap stuff.
No, it really isn't. It really isn't.
So, like I said, we're going to end up saying that they're ahead of the game. So, let's see what other... I mean, I think we should just go through some more new stuff that's thrown out there. We know X-Wing 2.0 is about around the corner.
Do we know what the difference between 2.0 and 1.0 is?
They cleaned up a lot of stuff. Like pilot skills went way down, combos went way down. They cleaned up a lot of the rules. They added force powers for the handful of force users that already exist. And, as they announced at Gen Con, for the Clone Wars guys that are going to be released.
Okay.
So they're releasing Clone Wars for both that and Legion.
Okay.
No word on Armada. All Armada got was a Super Star Destroyer. Which was super legit, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But as a Rebel player, Super Star Destroyer doesn't get me too excited, except as that's a giant target to shoot.
It can't maneuver very well.
Actually, they've already spoiled one of the cars. It maneuvers kind of meh.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's got 22 hull boxes. It's going to take me like 4 years to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike an Imperial Star Destroyer where I can have a torpedo frigate roll up onto it at close range and cripple it.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen to a Super Star Destroyer. It's going to be like, yeah, that hurt. Die.
Yeah.
My rear guns outnumber your front guns, and so suck it.
There you go.
So that's all kind of cool. What else is coming out? Judgment. I think Robert just mentioned Judgment. I have not tried Judgment. I haven't seen it locally, and I'm sort of trying to scale back on games I don't see locally, because if one of my two crews doesn't play it, or a bunch of people in the local store, I can't jump into it.
No, makes sense. Makes sense.
That's going to be a problem with another game that's releasing, that their second Kickstarter is releasing their models with soonish, and that is Relic Knights.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No, they've been above board with all of it. I'm looking forward to it still. Unfortunately, so the players locally, so I have Congo, who's local-ish, who's interested. He's got models coming. I've got Not Brushhead Dave. I have Brett Painter.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Cindervale.
Cool.
Well, Cindervale is closer to you when you're on finishing up that roastery in Italy, because he's in Italy now.
Oh, okay.
Because military. So I lost a player, so I mean, there's maybe 4 of us. Brett lives a little far out, and he's a busy man with a wife and kid. And all, so it's going to be me and Brushhead Dave, Not Brushhead Dave, which is pretty much any game I play.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm not saying I regret it, because, I mean, you make your decisions, you stick with them. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. It'll
still be cool stuff, and hopefully maybe they'll get some people to play at the store. If the store gets people in, I'll push it. You got to do that with games.
Yeah, and for me, I'm in the same place. I mean, my life has become so very, very busy that I'm spending so much of my time on the road. When I get home, it's very difficult for me to tear myself away from the house to do any gaming. Chuck comes with me, and I know he's interested in playing some different games. We're waiting for Giga Robo to finally get published. They're having just a ton of problems with China.
Yeah, well, everyone's going to be, unfortunately.
Man, China is just hard. I think it's going to ripple through the gaming industry pretty hard.
It's going to hurt us more than a lot of America.
Yep.
Because, it's going to hurt everyone except GW.
Right, because they don't make shit there.
Because they can make their own stuff, and everything they're not making there, they just get shipped to the UK. Like, yep, we're not the US, and then they ship it to the US.
Yeah.
Some things might get a little more expensive, but it's unfortunate. But
yep.
Let's keep it more positive. But yeah, that's why I mentioned Shadespire. That is a game that got you and your boy all over it.
Cool. I think it'd be really fun. We'll have to take a look at that next time we're at the game store. I'll look into it. So tell me more about Shadespire. There's different factions and stuff for it?
Yeah, it's all the standard factions, and they break them down a little bit more. So you've got, orcs, and you've got night haunts, and you've got standard undead, you've got the Skravens. Them Skravens is tight, yo.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old joke. You've got the Sigmarites, and the 2 varieties of Sigmarites. They're just putting it all out, and they've got all the cool extra bits that guys like us love.
Mm-hmm.
Box set's got dice and everything. Cool. You can enough to play with. You buy your box. It's got all the add-on cards and all the models you need. Thumbs up. Do you want sleeves to go with that particular faction?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I want sleeves for that faction. Well, we sell those too.
Yeah.
Do you want dice that are specific to that faction? Well, yeah, I want your special dice that are specific to that faction. We've got those too.
So they're just printing money.
They are, because you don't need any of it. So it does have specific dice. They're not like they're 6-sided, but they're not. They're like Fantasy Flight.
Okay.
They have icons on them, not numbers. But you don't have to buy the special dice, but the special dice are in colors or whatever that match your faction, so maybe you want them. And they're not expensive, so it's like, it's easy, like, all right, I got the Shadespire set, I played that a bit, that's cool, but I'm going to try a different warband. I'll try this warband, oh cool. I'm really liking that warband. Next week, go back, I'll get the sleeves and maybe the dice for that warband.
Okay.
It's just so, if I were more old and grouchy, I'd be like, it's insidious what they're doing. But really, it's kind of cool, because they're breaking the purchases down in a little bit, so it doesn't hurt.
And that way it's more manageable. I mean, that's half the problem with Titanicus, is that they're giving you a huge box full of love, but it is such a price point, shock point, that it's hard to wrap your head around it.
Well, if you look at my main 40k army, Imperial Knights, like, if you look and go like, so wait, I need a knight, and I need a big knight, you're talking at least $140 for one model.
Yeah.
And that's like a quarter of my army, maybe.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they release the Renegade box, which comes with 2 Imperial Knights for $1.95. And you're like, okay, that's, easily, about half my army for $200. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
And at that point, you could take that, you'll buy something else, and be like, I can play a small game with that. I can add one more thing. I can start adding other factions I have and add some stuff. They really know what they're doing for the most part.
Yeah.
And they're willing to just shotgun games out there like, oh, Titanicus. Not everyone's going to want that. That's okay. The ones who want it are going to really want it. Boom, that goes out there.
Yep.
It's like Necromunda. I didn't get to Necromunda. With Kill Team coming out, I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Necromunda took a long time to get out, and Kill Team's such an easy release because it's out, and then suddenly, oh, the models! What do you want to play? Death Watch? Yeah, they've been released forever. That's all out.
Yep.
It's like a handful of models that aren't. And most of the models that aren't, they actually don't have rules for. Sisters of Battle, no rules, because there's no models.
Got it.
They'll, of course, add on later. But so it's really a great idea. They're really knowing what they're doing. It's almost scary how much they've got their finger on the pulse there.
Well, I mean, they spent the better part of a decade fucking up. And
you can't fuck up that much without learning something.
Yep, one would hope not. And
not same business, at least.
And a lot of these other companies are in existence because they came in to steal their cheese, and now the cat has shown back up and wants his fucking cheese back.
But a lot of those games are keeping a lot of the players.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the most major games I've seen people lose players back to 40k is a little bit of Malifaux and a lot of War Machine guys.
Yeah. And that's where War Machine got its big surge, was in attracting 40k people over.
And like I said, they acted like it was sustainable. It wasn't sustainable, and it is impossible as a business to know if it's sustainable or not at the time. You have, just to this is sort of throwback, you understand, you can either go like, this is not sustainable, it's going to fall off eventually, and then you have shit like stocking problems, horrible stocking problems.
Yeah.
And then if you go, no, this is sustainable, we're going to go all in, then it falls off, and you're like, well, shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they're damned if they do, damned if they don't.
Yeah. Yep.
You roll those dice and hope that you choose that it's sustainable when it is, and choose that it's not when it's not. Or make the flip when you need to.
Yep. So I mean, it's a tough spot for our dear friends from Seattle to be in right now. I don't envy them.
No, hopefully they'll. We'll hope they come out of it, and it for us, not to belittle those guys, but for us, we're in a great place.
Yeah, we're spoiled for
choice. It's a great time
choice.
to be a gamer. There's so many choices.
Yeah, we're spoiled for choice right now, and with Games Workshop coming on strong again, if they can continue to do what they're doing and making a player-friendly environment for folks, it's going to be nothing but good times for the players.
And they're taking, and they're smart. They're even these little companies that are doing stuff. They're taking ideas from like, oh, so Malifaux does like Malifaux / War Machine, because they were doing it too. They do like a twice a year FAQ. Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
Oh, so those guys are changing points? Well, we're going to do that one up. We're going to put real content in a book, and then also print all our point changes in the back of that book yearly.
Yeah.
Like, this is they're printing money again.
Yeah.
So really, it's them doing smart, but it's a great time for us to be gamers.
Yep, absolutely.
You can
Spoiled.
find something you want to play in the game store. There's got to be a game you want to play.
All right. Yep,
If
for
you walk
sure.
to a game store and there's not a game you want to play, sir, you're in the wrong hobby.
You may not truly be into the gaming the way you thought you were.
You may be into the people, and then just find the crew that you like hanging out with, and play or don't play.
Yep.
I got a guy who nominally plays the games, mostly comes out and hangs out and chats with us, and that's great. That's part of what we're too.
Do we have any flippity bloops? Because we're at the 8 o'clock hour here.
We are.
And we want to save a half an hour for the media section.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird because we're doing 2 hour rather than the hour and a half.
I know, it's hard. I want to get the full 12 hours in, and I'm feeling like I'm not sure if I got it in me, buddy.
You got it. You'll make it. We'll
All
get
right.
the media section. It'll be all good, man.
All right, sounds good.
So you guys better get us some more flippity boops in the chat room because I got one. Well, two. Well, two technically.
Okay.
One's kind of weird, but.
All right.
So Ben Farmer asks, scaling a 1 to table flip, how much fun is it building the hooch hauler?
Ooh. The hooch hauler is not the worst model I've ever put together. Yeah, what do you need, Chuck?
You only have 1 hour left.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Chuck just came in here to say he believes in me. Thank you,
got
Chuck.
it, Chuck. Tell him.
All right. The hooch hauler is not the worst model I've ever put together, by far. The NISs are still way worse than this thing.
Yes.
It's just a lot of parts, and the instructions that they give you are not particularly well fleshed out, and so it's honestly it's just going to be painting it is going to be the most painful part. I've got the couple of the guys. I'm going to leave probably this one guy off. I probably should have left him off, but I can paint the rest of this I think pretty trivially. The part that's kind of bad is I've got these two things that stick up in the back that are I don't see where they go in. They're literally keyed. They have slots that were very purposely put in them, and I see not a single hole to slip them into, which is very upsetting. So I'll have to do
what
some.
I do when I can't find a hole for a part.
Drill that son of a bitch.
Got it.
So if I have to do that, I will do that. But it seems weird because they had to go through the trouble of putting these things in here, and there's just literally nowhere to stick it.
So as someone who worked for Game Workshop for a while and saw some crazy shit, I'll be honest, sometimes they're like, we're going to do this, we're going to make slots for that, and then it gets to their part and they're like, no, fuck, we ain't making slots for that, that ain't going to work.
Yeah, that could
Games
be.
Workshop printed, magazines for Battlefield Gothic that had a ship in it that never came out because they couldn't get it to stop eating molds.
Yeah.
They couldn't make it profitable. Was it one of the models came out? It was the two Wood Elf sisters on a dragon. They just released it for a brief period. They came out. It showed a base, like this cool sculpted base thing, on the instructions. Yeah, that didn't get made.
Yeah. So what I'll probably end up doing on this thing is figuring out kind of where they sort of belong, and then drill holes in the barrel itself, because the barrel's solid resin.
It might actually be hollow. Most of their stuff is hollow.
From what I've been told, this is solid resin.
That's an interesting choice.
Like there are videos of it like being cut in half, and it's solid resin.
Well, very well then. I would not have thought that. But
Yeah,
okay.
so I'll just kind of pick some spots, kind of tap a place for the hole, and just kind of go at it with a drill, and have at it.
So, did you see what should have turned left opponent? He said behind the binding at 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
Behind the binding.
Yeah. There. Just relaying, sir. I don't have
What's
the
a
model in front.
binding?
Ropes and stuff, maybe? I know how much you love painting ropes.
Oh yeah, I fucking love ropes. Ropes
I
are the
remember that,
best.
sir.
Ropes are the best.
Got PTSD from that.
Yeah, I don't tell you. And every fucking minion model is full of ropes.
By the time you get done with all of them, which you probably mostly are, you'll be a master.
I'm done with the band with spikes.
Band with spikes.
Yeah, that's where the flame what's his faces, the little flamey things go, the sconces. That's on those are on the front, not on the back.
Huh.
So I would respectfully disagree with you, sir. So
So
I don't know. It's
you would say it's closer to table flip than the 1.
yeah, for sure, for
Okay.
sure.
The other one is Congo just said Flippity Bloop Dojo, one of the mystery boxes. If I had a list of what's in the mystery boxes,
for like the mystery box that I saw with for Retribution is like it's the Colossal kit for the 2 Colossals, a battle box for Rhett, some. Oh, that was a joke. That's all right. We're being serious about it now. You get what you pay for. A box of Invictors.
Okay, Invictors are good.
Yeah, Invictors are great. But there's no synergy in the box at all.
Let's take a look here. We're gonna get out.
And it's
of
Kaelissa
this.
that's the battle box caster, if I remember right.
No, it's Helena.
Helena? Okay.
Remember?
Oh, that's right. They
battle box.
changed that. Yeah. Helena. So Helena likes Jax and she gives him armor and stuff.
So Warcasters, let us get to. We got time, right?
Oh yeah, we got nothing but time, man.
All right, let us.
Be nice if people would donate. Come on, folks. Let's get us over that hump.
She's got repair. She's got redirection blast. That's not going to help anything at all. Let's go for that. She has deceleration, +2 armor against ranged magic attacks in her control area.
It's good.
Force strike, which is a shitty nuke. Hand of destruction. Friendly models in this model's battle group gain additional die on attack and damage rolls against target model unit. Discard lowest die. Obliteration. Rhythm of war. Warjax, this model's battle group that are in its control range can advance up to 3 inches after all friendly models have ended their activation. Those are your turn. That's pretty good.
Except for the Colossal.
Oh yeah, that's fine now. Remove all damage points from the force fields of friendly faction Warjax and Helena's control range. While under control range, friendly faction models gain +3 armor. Do not suffer the effects of crippled systems. That is really good.
Yeah. So I mean, it gives you high armor for.
So the battle box is still a
Gorgon, a
Griffin. No,
Griffin.
it's a Griffin. It's the Hydra? Manticore.
Manticore, yeah.
Manticore, and I'm trying to remember what the name of the Arcnode is.
Arcnode
it's been
one.
a long Chimera.
Chimera, yeah.
Alright. All those are good jacks. I like them all. And then we would obviously turn that into a Helios, right?
Oh shit! Ben Farmer keeps the money rolling in. Come on, folks. Ben Farmer can't be the only person that's going to donate tonight.
So,
Thanks,
you said
Ben.
it's got a unit of Invictors in it?
Yeah. I think it's got the UA in there, too.
We'll add if not, you would add the UA, so add the UA
Yes.
regardless. What else is in there? Battle box.
I can't think that's all I've ever seen. Ben, I think, knows what's in there. Ben, have I missed anything that's in that what's his fuck box? This is the very awesome part of the show where we look at the chat.
Mystery box.
Kind of makes me sad that they're having to basically give away battle boxes.
Alright, here we go. Battle box, Helios Hyperion, another Griffin, and Dawnguard and Victors. So a second Griffin.
Griffins are good.
Yeah, Griffins are solid. No problem with that. Alright. So I'm building this without theme because Ret themes are very, very specific. And you pretty much only have one choice. So I don't know which one it is. Whichever one can take Invictors.
The Dawnguard theme.
Oh, so I guess it's pretty easy to take, huh?
Yeah.
It's the Legions of Dawn. All selected. Okay. So, we're at 62 points without choosing anything free. Obviously, we would take the Invictor. Oh, what do you need to free? But we would take him at free, but what do you need for free? Because for 20 points of Dawnguard units in the model. So you would need another Dawnguard unit.
You'd put some Sentinels. You'd probably want Sentinels.
You don't have a choice.
But you'd have to buy them.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you're not going to build a whole army out of this without. Oh, no, cancel. Wow. So this is a lot of points.
The Sentinel UA.
Well, Sentinel UA.
It's been so long since I played Red. I don't even know what Sentinels do anymore. They used to. I know they're very good.
So here is the problem with, and I hate to be broken record.
Sentinels are probably too freaking expensive.
So the problem with theme lists is that, so you make this theme and it's not fair. You have to have 20 points of Dawn Guard models, means you can't take this in a theme, because in order to get to the free models, I mean literally, so Sentinels are 18, Invictors are 16, so Invictors or UA gets you one free model, but you're not getting any value out of it because you have to take so many points.
Yeah.
So, literally, I would say you probably won't use one of the Jacks. Probably drop the second Griffin. And take... buy a unit of Sentinels with the UA, make a Helios, because he's going to make your other Jacks better, and he's pretty good. And then... you're going to take... you'll have points for one mechanic, and then when the points change, refigure it. There's really not much you can do with this, unfortunately. But that's what we can do.
So it makes Helios armor 21, 22?
He'll be +2 armor versus shooting all the time, and then +3 versus everything on feat turn. Plus he gets his whole force field back, which is horrific on a Colossal.
Yeah, it's a lot. They have big force fields. They got 12 box force fields.
Yep. And he sooner or less does note they're about to all change to CID, so that might be better to look at afterwards. But that would be our first thought, is just buying a Sentinel. Sentinels are good anyways.
Yep. You'd want them. I mean, they're POW 12 weapon masters, and they have 2-inch reach, and they're awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. There's our mystery box dojo.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy.
Yep. Sorry, I'm getting a little low energy. I'm trying my best here.
I understand. It's been a long day for both of us.
Yeah. So
we're both getting old, so.
Yeah, no shit. There's a reason that don't do this stuff all the time. But it's for a damn good cause, and that's why we're here.
So for another 15 minutes, we got time for another quick topic. Unless you want to start movie section early and then maybe end with something else.
Let's talk about John Con for 15 minutes.
Sure.
Let's talk about that. So folks, John Con's coming. It is coming October 6th, 7th, and 8th. Is that right? 5th, 6th, and 7th. Something?
I'm pretty sure the 5th is in there. I'm trying to get my
Jesus
calendar
Christ. Can never remember the dates of my own convention. What's up with that?
It is the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
5th, 6th, and 7th. Now, this too is a charity type event. We are going to be raising money for the food bank here in Racine, and one of the coolest ways you can get that is to get a cool shirt. And this is it. Perhaps you've seen this logo before. This is Matt Locke, the grumpiest of all Crusaders, and that guy right there. And designed by Florian Stitz. We're selling them over at shop.spreadshirt.com/JohnCon.
That's exactly it. I typed it in when you said it earlier, and you were 100% right.
Maybe you want to throw that in the chat in case people are interested.
Sure. I'll.
Once again, this is going to be a 3-day event. We're going to be doing an RPG led by Dan Vanderkoy. Again, this is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. It's not going to be Chickens in the Mist. It's going to be something different. It's going to be amazing. That'll be Friday night. Saturday is the big show. We're going to be. By the way, we're going to be streaming all of this stuff as a way for people to kind of tune in and get to be part of the donation process. Every dollar that goes into the pool, it's going to be another really convenient link like this one, and we'll put it on something you can click on, hopefully in the Twitch stream. And we're going to be doing the RPG on Friday night. Going to do caster draft on Saturday. Cool. Never done that before. We're going to take the kind of the sealed deck kind of drafting thing, and we're also going to throw in a few elements to help drive some more bidding, like maybe we'll pull Lola out of the pack and then auction it off for tickets and stuff like that. Kind of make it some of the spicier little tamales that are in the caster draft, and make those so people can bid on them and help drive some more spending. Can someone please paste the PayPal link into the chat?
On it.
Yep. Appreciate that very, very much. And then Sunday we're going to have a small group of people. We're going to be renting a minivan, and we're going to be going around driving to different various and sundry Milwaukee breweries and stuff like that. So if you're interested in donating, please do. The money that we raise from the John Con goes 100% of it goes to my boys' middle school. That takes that money and then donates it to the local food bank. So we're trying to raise money to help feed the needy people of Racine. Racine is a not very economically advantaged area. Things have gotten better, but like a lot of places, but still got a long ways to go. And we're looking at hopefully we can get somewhere near where we were last year. We raised about $1,000 for John Con last year. We're right now somewhere around $466 in raising money through T-shirt sales and money. Well, actually, that doesn't include the T-shirt sales. That is just John Con entries, fees, and things like that. There's another $200 and some odd in T-shirts that we've sold also. So we're doing pretty good. We still got ways to go. But hopefully when John Con gets here, people will donate via the PayPal pool and stuff like that, and we'll keep on trying to raise money. But that's coming up. I'm so dead tired. I can't even freaking talk about my own con anymore, and I can talk about anything.
Well, let's keep it rolling, man. We got it.
All right.
I'm sure someone will come in the last minute, and they're going to make it worth it.
You know what would you know what would really pep me up is breaking that $1,000 limit. That would really pep me up. I'd be full of. I might do a little dance if that were to happen.
There you go. So let's go into movies, because we can talk about tons of movies we've seen in the last year.
Why? Yes, we can. So let's bring it up here. Let's bring up the media section, because we still got that. We're still a professional podcast, even if I'm not getting paid for it.
Someone is. And they're getting paid in donations, which is cool.
Oh, I say, Ben, don't worry about it, man. You've given a lion's share tonight.
Yeah. Ben, you're MVP
you're
so
set.
far, man. Don't
you're
worry
set,
about
man. Okay, that was. And then that happened. So we just had the ding of love. The ding of love came across from Jeffrey. I'm gonna be so sorry. I'm gonna butcher your last name. Pigula. Pigula.
That'd be Pygmalion there in the chat room. Just ask for the donation link.
That is amazing. That a wonderful donation from you, Pygmalion. Bless your heart. Super appreciate it. Let us see where we are here. I'm gonna go consult the PayPals right now. We got to be close, John. Swear to God. Come on. This is not the correct number because I know it's higher than that.
Trying to drum up some more by prodding things. Let's take a look, see if I can.
We are at a solid. We are $100 away. $100 away, folks.
That's old. We're waiting on his to show up. That's old. That's after Ben's last one.
If that is after Ben's one, then we are at our goal. We are at our goal, folks. Woo!
Woo!
Fuck yeah! Woo! We made it! Yeah! Fuck yeah,
Thank you,
bitches.
Jeff.
Now, that's amazing. God bless you, Pygmalion. Thank you so very much for that last donation there, getting us over the $1,000. Man, I knew the Brushheads had it in them. I really did. I super appreciate it. God, this is
we
great.
Still got people coming in. I've got some friends who are like wanted to donate, but they're out all day and
we're gonna keep
to get home.
We're gonna keep the pool open for probably the rest of the week. And man,
Dowdark popped back in. Hey, man.
Hey, Dowdark. So yeah, we
another legend.
Yep, just broke that $1,000 limit, and that is fantastic. Now let's talk about some goddamn movies.
That's right. So John, I can talk about anything you want. I only watched one movie this week. I told you what it is. We can hit that one in whenever you want. Otherwise, you lead. I told you there's only one movie I don't want to talk about.
Yep. I'm just letting Belinda know that we just broke our goal.
Excellent.
I gotta tell her she's excited. She's gonna be excited. All right. So, movies this year. So I think, we haven't talked about movies in a long time, and, you and I are both fans of the Marvel comic universe. And
Okay.
I would like to talk a little bit about Infinity Wars.
Sure.
I'd like
I had
to
a
talk.
great review for that on More Than Dice.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm sorry, John. I haven't listened.
It's not
And
that bad, actually.
no, I honestly, I have some mixed emotions about it, to be honest.
I also do, and we'll try not to spoil too much, but I think there's no way for me to really give you guys a fair assessment without spoiling one thing that's not a super spoiler at this point.
Yeah. So I mean, my biggest irk that I had about it was the role and the part that Star-Lord played in the movie.
So, I have a different problem with him, but go ahead.
My problem with Star-Lord was that he put everything, and I get the fact that he had a very strong personal issue going on there, but he basically condemned half the universe to death in name of his own selfish pursuit for revenge, and that's not okay. I thought he was
lucky he died, because otherwise, if the guilt didn't kill him, someone would have.
Yeah, I mean, half the universe died because he couldn't get it through his sorry ass head not to punch Thanos. They had that situation under control.
Just wait 5 minutes, man.
Yep.
5 minutes.
And then just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
They had it under control, and he single-handedly caused the half the universe to die.
So my problem with was so obviously, yeah, that's his problem, but I think it's reasonably true to his character. He's not the hero he thinks he is.
Fair.
But my problem is that a lot of his humor throughout the thing was not funny.
No.
It was
He was
kind
sad.
of forced.
He was sad.
I mean, so all the scenes of Thor, I've watched this a second time with El Marshall and had Jen look. Thor makes the Thor scenes good. Thor and Rocket.
Mhm.
The rest of those guys are like, why are you still talking?
Yeah.
This is unfortunate. This is a little... You can tell it was a different writer not writing it the same energy, the same comic chops.
Yeah.
So, there you go. The two parts that really bother me is the forced Gamora and Thanos thing. Like, I know my favorite daughter, he said that, but you never got the idea that he actually gave a fuck about her beyond that. That she was good at killing people and he likes to kill people to make things even. And they sort of force that and then try and get the emotional payoff in the same movie, and that's... You can't do that. It's not... It didn't hit enough. Because you're trying to get that in a half an hour span of this giant movie, and I'm throwing stones, but I don't know how they could have done it better aside from having more movies leading up to it, and they didn't want to. This has gone on too long. They need to finish it.
Yeah.
And I respect them for trying, and at the end, you'll see it doesn't really affect. And the other part is when Tony Stark's about to die. I was like, oh shit, they had me. My feels were high. And then they didn't kill him, and I was like, I don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah. I think
he didn't do the hard one. I knew Thanos was going to win. I knew he was going to get to snap his fingers. Everyone knew that. But you didn't get... You lost the chance at the actual feels.
For me, I think one of the best character. I think the job that, God, I forget the actor's name that did with Thanos.
Josh Brolin.
I thought
legit.
Josh Brolin knocked it out of the park as Thanos. I mean, especially how goofy his fucking character looked. The fact that he put the
It never
inflections.
affected me. It's like he took off the helmet and everyone's like, oh, look, it's Thanos from Wayfair. It's like Homer. Never thought that once.
No,
It's still menacing.
yeah. I think he did an amazing job, and I think he humanized what was actually a monster.
Absolutely.
It was like you could almost understand where he was coming from.
So he's a thug who is dealing with things from a thug's perspective.
Mhm.
This is the problem. I know this is a problem. I believe it with all of my heart and soul. How do I solve this? I kill half the people.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. Oh, look, there's a way to get ultimate power. I get ultimate power. What do? I kill half the people because that's all I know.
Yeah.
I'm not the great builder. I'm not the great person. I'm doing what I can.
Yep.
He's being the best man he can be.
Yep.
But overall, I still liked it.
I
Enjoyed it. Has great scenes. I think the ending was too far of a downer. I think they didn't take a hint from the best middle saga ever, and that would be Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Where that has a down ending, but it brings you up just enough that you're not, like, terrible. There's a scene where Thor shows up with his new hammer in the middle of the fight in Wakanda, and that's where they should end the movie.
Stormbreaker's
perfect.
Stormbreaker's not
like,
Thor's hammer. God damn it.
Yep.
That's Beta Ray Bill's. God damn it.
I know. But that would have brought it up enough that would have been a great place to end, and then you'd be dealing with the snap in the end of Act 1 of the next movie, which would be a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Because you have the rest of the movie to bring people back up from that emotional hit.
It would have been interesting if they had just simply ended the movie with Thanos snapping his fingers.
Yep.
And just left it,
and
then roll the credits.
But they can't do that because a little movie you remember called... was this whatever the second Hobbit movie was called? Desolation of Smaug? Yeah, Desolation of Smaug. Because they ended that with Smaug going towards the village, and everyone's like, you can't end a movie like that, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And y'all ruined it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But overall, when I first saw it, I came back, I gave it 2 shots of Kraken. After another viewing, I give it a shot and a half of Kraken. It is solid, very good, but not great.
Yeah.
And it's not anyone's particular fault. They're just trying to do too much.
Yeah, I think that the Marvel comic universe is experiencing something very similar to what the Star Wars universe is dealing with right now. It's a little bit it's so much so frequently. I mean, I missed Ant-Man and Wasp, and I'm not sure that I cared. I bet you it was good.
It was.
Yeah. And I'll see it sometime, but it didn't burn a hole in my pocket the way it should have. I loved Ant-Man.
It's because there's the next big thing. We're all waiting for Captain Marvel because that's a direct lead-in to the second, whatever Infinity War movie is going to be called.
Mm-hmm.
And we're waiting on those too. They screwed themselves. Luckily, it didn't affect Ant-Man's numbers like people thought it might. And unlike something like Solo. And they'll be able to roll into Captain Marvel and go into the next movie, and it'll be cool. And I reserve the opportunity to revisit this movie and give it a different rating based on how that movie ends.
Yeah.
As part of a greater series. But what did you give it, shot to Kraken-wise, John?
Oh, God. I think I need to give it 2 shots of Kraken. I think that the ham-handed way that they handled the fact that they could have beat Thanos, but it was just the way that Star-Lord handled it. I think kind of lost me. The other thing is that I came out of it and I went, wait, there's a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming, and there's their hand was so far tipped that the ending lost all meaning for me.
That's why, because when they did Robert Downey Jr.'s contract was in flux, like you could kill him, like he may actually be dead. But the big thing I like, because this isn't really an Avengers movie, no one will stop calling it an Avengers movie. It was a Marvel Universe movie, or a Thanos movie. I like that the core Avengers are left, and they'll be the ones in the next movie.
Yeah.
And that movie's going to gain an additional shot of Kraken, or a half shot of Kraken, if Hawkeye's not in it. You guys better watch yourselves. I'm watching you. Oh, all right. So there you go. What else do we want to talk about? There's been a ton of movies.
Man, I'm trying to think of some of the ones.
Did you see Solo?
I did not see Solo.
Okay, we can't talk about Solo.
It's
good. You should see it.
Okay.
Don't listen to the haters.
No, I'll watch it. Of course, I'm going to watch it. It was one of those movies that, from a cycle standpoint, I just happened to be like out of country a lot at the time.
And it went out of the theaters way quicker than most movies do. It shouldn't have been a summer release. They should have saved it for winter. It would have done better and been at a better point.
Yeah.
So let's look at my list. Do you want to talk about The Last Jedi?
I'll be happy to talk about it, and I think people need to shut the fuck up.
Excellent. Let's do that.
Yeah, so The Last Jedi, I think, is, while not a perfect movie, except for one scene, I didn't have a real major problem with it. I don't appreciate flying space Leia.
That is a weird scene, and not one people most bother with. I thought that was how they were getting rid of Carrie Fisher, and I would
have been comfortable with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's tragic. It happens.
And it would have been emotionally very... it would have been, it would have brought some really interesting closure to What's-His-Face. Not really, because he wasn't the one that pushed the button, Kylo Ren. But
But it would be cool, like if she dies, maybe he, now
avenges
he's gonna
her.
live with the fact that his people did that.
Yep. Especially after he decided not to.
Yep.
I do not understand the hate for the young lady that plays.
Rose.
Oh yeah, Rose. I don't understand the hate for her at all.
It's because we're living in a toxic society.
Man.
Because I didn't mind that whole. So I see most every big movie like that twice. Once by myself, where I'm ultra critical of it, and once with my mom, where her joy of most of the movies just brings it up. And she loved that movie. And the whole Rose scene, even the second time around, Rose and him, that was cool. That is that's how you do it. They had this whole great thing, this whole great plan. It doesn't work. Sometimes the plans don't work.
Right.
The big problem with the movie is that none of their plans work, and you can't do that.
What?
You can't just shit on the heroes for 2 hours and be like, okay, they got away. It's good, right? No, it's not good. They didn't get a single fucking victory. Even Empire Strikes Back, they had victories. They were small, but they had victories.
I thought that Poe Dameron was particularly shitty in that movie.
They mischaracterized him a bit. So honestly, I'm okay with it because I think it's more that he wasn't supposed to live to the first movie. That story's out there. They just loved Oscar Isaacs, and they didn't know what to do with him.
Okay.
Plus the fact that it's not like they made 3 movies and they're just making the movies. They wrote a movie. Next guy had to come in and like, all right, what do I do based on what's happening in that movie?
Yeah.
They didn't make a so. That's why a lot of things didn't happen, and I don't care about. Oh, who are Ray's parents? They're nobodies. Cool. They don't have to be somebody. That's how the universe works.
Yeah, I think everybody was waiting for something epic to take place there, and it's kind of a fuck you the way they did it, but
everyone's like, oh, who's Snoke? Snoke's some badass. It's not his fucking story. Who cares? He just got cut in half. That's what happens to evil old men sometimes. They get cut in half. It's not his fucking story. We don't need to know the backstory of everyone. And I blame the extended universe. It's not really their fault for that. Where everyone, every blade of grass has a story in Star Wars, technically.
Yeah.
And so people like when something have a story, they get upset, and they don't need to. What I did like is, based on where they went with Poe's character, he had good character growth and believable.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a hothead pilot, ignoring orders because doing what he thinks is right because he's a hero, goddammit.
Yep.
And he's getting slapped down by it with Leia because technically she's right. If they're going to function like a military organization, he needs to follow orders.
Yep. And he did get a lot of people dead.
He did. Granted, he did kill a dreadnought, and if that dreadnought had followed them in hyperspace, they all would have been fucking dead.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, he's technically not wrong, but he was right for the wrong reasons.
Right.
But he grew, he learned stuff, and that's cool. Finn learned some stuff too, which is cool. Rey learned some stuff. The characters had growth in this movie, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't the movie everyone wanted. It wasn't the fun adventure romp that The Force Awakens was.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with the movie.
And honestly, it's unfortunate. It is a flawed movie because of, like I said, it's just got a sort of negative. It's just down the whole time, and you can't do that. They're trying to you can do that with a drama because you're expecting that from a drama. This is Star Wars. It needs to be a bit more epic sci-fi action. You can't go down all the way. You got to go down, then bring up a little bit.
Yep.
Like, even if it just been, a force shows up at the end on the planet and scares off the Imperials because they're in bad shape because Holdo just went hyperspace through their fleet. That would have been cool. Even if it was like, we're not nearly as strong as we look, whatever. They got scared off because Kylo Ren's a little pussy. Like, he can't, I can't. I've killed Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker's not here. I should retreat now. Maybe he's being smart.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little flaws in this movie, and none of them are damning. It's just a lot of little flaws. And I don't hate Holdo. She's a bit of a bitch, but I think that could be solved with a line of dialogue.
Yeah.
They don't know how they're tracking through cyberspace. Why don't you say, I think, she should say to her aide that she trusts, I think there's a spy.
Sure.
That's why she's not telling anyone, because Poe, hero, sure, just got demoted, and all those pilots apparently were off of Holdo's ship, which is important to know, but they don't. And then they should be like, well, you're also buddy-buddy with the guy who used to be Imperial, and maybe I don't trust him.
Yeah.
it's very close to being a really good movie, but instead, it's a shot and a half of Kraken.
Yeah. I thought Force Awakens was... Last Jedi was probably a shot and a half of Kraken. I think that's where it belongs. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I don't understand the hate at all. I think that people who are going to sit there and continuously throw bombs at it are being unfair to the movie series in general. I think it's just settle the fuck down. And if the reason that you're feeling this way is because of one reason or another that is ridiculously stupid, then take a long walk off a short pier.
Yeah,
so.
and maybe the movie series isn't for you anymore. Maybe it's not what it was. So take the original trilogy, love them, watch them all the time, and be a man about being like, okay, cool, you like the Last Jedi? That's cool. I didn't really like it. That's not for me. Yeah. That's how adults function in this world.
Yep.
Well, that's how they should function in this world. Sorry.
And go grab Rogue One and put it in and watch it again.
Yeah, Rogue One was good.
Yep, Rogue One was amazing.
But so I don't know if you want to talk about Pacific Rim Uprising. I know you saw that also.
What a fucking train wreck that movie is! Holy shit! I've watched that movie twice now, and it's just a dumpster fire. It is not Atlantic Rim. I will say that. It is. Oh God. It's just...
It's not what the first one was.
No, it's not. And the first one was just a great giant robot punching movie. And it was really, really good. And it understood its cliches, and it reveled in them. It took all its cliches, threw them on the ground, and just rolled in them like a pig in mud. It was fantastic. And I think they strived to be something more than that in the second movie, and they never should have. You could tell that it was not written by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can tell it was a whole other team, and they were reaching a little bit beyond what they should have.
Yep.
I enjoyed it way more than you did.
Yeah.
But, I sort of saw it coming. I knew it wasn't going to be what it was, because I knew Guillermo wasn't working on it. I'm like, let's not expect that. I managed to go in fresh, and, it was cool. It was enjoyable. I gave it about 2 shots of Kraken. It was better than your average action movie, at least the ones that I normally see, and had a good time. I would watch it again. I would buy it if it was cheap on DVD.
Yeah, I'll never watch it again. I've watched it twice now. Once in the theaters and once on an airplane, and it's just not worth my time anymore.
I feel at that point you've given it a fair chance.
Yeah.
Because you get once, and you're always critical once, especially when we used to talk about movies all the time. It's hard not to be critical.
Yeah.
And the second time, you like the way you enjoy it.
I mean, I like Charlie Day in almost everything that he does, and he was just wretched in this movie. He wasn't fun. He wasn't funny. There was
He had a couple small moments, but they were outnumbered by the bad moments.
Yeah, and what I loved so much about his character was the interplay with the other scientists that he worked with.
What else has come out this year? Did you see Deadpool 2?
I did see Deadpool 2. I didn't like it as much as Deadpool 1, but I liked it.
I would totally agree. It was super cool. Josh Brolin was super cool. So my ex-roomie, Creekins, was a huge Deadpool fan. She didn't like it that much at all. Her turnoffs were that it just did some of the same jokes from the first one. Well, that's sort of what comedies do.
Yeah.
And the other one was that they fridged the girlfriend immediately. My point was, so this is Deadpool. No love story with Deadpool is going to end well because he's not a well guy.
No, it just isn't.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought. I mean, highlights for me was I liked. I thought the very small amount that Negasonic Teenage Warhead was in it were quite funny. I thought the interplay between her and her girlfriend were pretty funny.
Yes, and the interplay between her girlfriend and Deadpool were amusing.
Yep, absolutely.
He's just like, he's just cool.
Yep. And
it had fun moments.
It just didn't, for me, it didn't hang together quite as well as the first movie did.
I feel like once it got to the X-Force bit, that's when it hit its stride, and the rest was a good thrill ride. But the early part was a little rough getting through, I think.
I agreed. The team he put together, that summarily just imploded, was hilarious.
Yes, it was a great subversion. I'm like, I didn't hear about all these guys being in like, okay, that's why.
Yeah, that's why.
Brad Pitt for 2 seconds.
That was amazing. So I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again for sure.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So
I gave it one shot of Kraken.
I'll give it
Maybe
one shot
and
of
a half.
Kraken. I'll give it one shot of Kraken.
I'm going to go through some ones I'm sure you didn't see. You
Yeah.
didn't see Mission Impossible Fallout.
Oh, fuck that movie. I bet you it was fun though.
It was enjoyable.
I just can't watch goddamn Tom Cruise movies.
That's fair.
Fuck that guy.
Even if it's got Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames, but that's okay.
I know. I'm a huge Simon Pegg guy though. I love Simon Pegg, but fucking Tom. I cannot continue to bankroll the Church of Scientology. I can't do it.
Hey, it's fair. All right, how about this one? This is one. Did you see Justice League?
I did see Justice League.
All right, let's hit that because I saw that twice. Once myself and once with my mom, who hasn't seen another DC movie.
It's been a long time, so I'm gonna try to remember most of it. I think Aquaman. I think that what's his face's portrayal of Aquaman is probably about as good as it gets.
I feel like it'd be hard pressed to make an Aquaman that worked better without going full. It's a medieval world under the sea for him, and that would be kind of weird.
So I liked his character. I mean, Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot I think is amazing. I couldn't give three shits for the Flash.
He was amusing though. He's
amusing in a very Spider-Man sort of way, and Spider-Man does it better.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And there's a video I watched where a guy made that exact point. But he was amusing. I didn't mind Ben Affleck as Batman at all.
I don't mind Ben. As long as it's not Batman versus Superman, I don't mind Ben Affleck as the Batman.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last time we're going to see him as Batman because apparently everyone else minds it, but it is what it is. I think they finally got Henry Cavill to Superman I could believe is Superman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, now you're channeling Chris Reeve a little bit enough that I feel like you could be Superman. You could be the man that everyone looked up to.
Mm-hmm.
A little late because they're probably going to reboot everything. That's the rumor. The bad guy was, let's be honest, he was kind of shit.
Yeah. I forget, who was the bad guy in that fucking movie?
Steppenwolf.
Oh, yeah. Who gives a shit?
No one.
Yeah.
Cyborg was way better than I thought Cyborg was going to be.
Yeah. I thought he played it more nuanced than...
There's a lot more to him.
Yeah. And that's important for that role, I think, because Cyborg otherwise is just a black guy in a tricky suit. He's Black Iron Man. And that's whatever.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. It is flawed to be sure, but I feel like, and I use this analogy a lot with it, they weren't trying to make a touchdown with this movie. They just want to put some points on the board. So they got their field goal out of it.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was enough. I think people had way too high expectations for a movie franchise that just fairly or unfairly everyone gets shit on except Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I mean Wonder Woman's probably the strongest thing they've got going right now.
Easily.
I mean,
I enjoy Justice League. I think Wonder Woman is a better overall movie, even though the third act's a little weak.
Yeah.
I think the rest of it is so much stronger, where Justice League has a lot of great moments in a very Snyder way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it comes together better than most of the other, comes together better than Batman vs. Superman, obviously,
mm-hmm.
and tells a better overall idea than Man of Steel. I mean, I was thinking of Man of Steel recently, and I fucking hate that movie. Because the Man of Steel tries to teach you, oh, you're special and can save people? Well, don't do it because you don't want to be different.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. Show everyone you're different. Save people. We will fucking love you.
Yeah. I guess it's probably 2.5 shots of Kraken for that one.
I give it a solid 2. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's good. It's another one I would easily buy on DVD or Blu-ray if it was cheap.
I brought you on an airplane.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I have watched it on an airplane. No, let's see. I didn't see it in the movie theater, so I'm pretty sure I saw it on an airplane.
Controversial tactic. It's about on par with Suicide Squad with me, but I like Suicide Squad better than most people.
I like Suicide Squad better than the Justice League.
Have you seen the extended version?
I have not, but I've heard it's better.
It is better. It's not like a super ton better, but it's all character bits that they add in pretty much.
Cool.
So that's cool. Let's see if I can hit anything else. Did you see Black Panther?
I did. And Black Panther is a transcendently good movie. I think it is probably one of the true triumphs of the Marvel comic universe. The gentleman that plays Black Panther is a tremendous actor. The fact that
he's good.
He plays that character exactly the way you want it. He's got a lot of gravitas as an actor, and you need that in someone who is allegedly a king. And
he feels it.
Yeah,
you like this is a man Captain America would show respect to.
Mm-hmm. And in the same breath, he's portrayed in a very human way. He's got a great sense of humor. He's got an amazing interplay with his family and stuff like that. And
he tries to be humble, doesn't always succeed, but more often than not he does, and that's good.
Yep. And I think, and I thought that the character of Killmonger was done very, very well.
One of the best Marvel villains.
Yep. He just did a wonderful job in the movie. I really, really liked the strength of the female characters in there, and how the Wakandan guard were all female and just badasses, and that
and how the ape tribe came in to help at the end. I was like, that's a really cool moment.
It was very Lord of the Rings. It was very. Yes. It was very the riders coming in at the very end, saving the day at Helm's Deep.
But not cheesy in the least. And that's the good thing with the movie. It's a comic-inspired movie, but it never felt cheesy. No. I loved. God, I always forget his name. Bilbo, a.k.a. John Watson.
Yeah. Now you're gonna make me do it. Also, the guy that was in the British Office. I have a mental block for his name.
Congo always tells me what his name is. Congo, save me. Are you still there, Congo? Save me. All right. Fuck it. Google, save me. God.
I hate myself.
I'm going to feel stupid when I can't remember his
name.
Yeah,
I know. Me too. Because he's also in Love Actually, which is like my favorite romantic comedy of all time. Martin Freeman. God damn it. Yeah, yes, Martin Freeman. So he does a nice job in that.
Great. He fits that role perfectly. The only thing I'm upset with is they killed another one of the great Marvel villains, Claw, because, I mean, who doesn't like to see Andy Serkis acting? He's actually an actor. Stop. No one diss him.
No, he's good.
He's legitimately an actor. He's good, and he was an enjoyable villain. And, I mean, he had to kill him for a better villain, but still, man, it'd be nice to not have to kill him.
Yeah. Yep. The only thing I didn't like about Claw was that he was kind of he was a bag of dicks, and he was like just a terrible, terrible piece of trash. And I just okay, I'm ready for this guy to get caught in the face with a big bullet.
But he was in a fun way. It's terrible that he was that in a fun way.
Okay. I hated him. I was glad to see him die. I was good with it.
From a narrative point, it was a great play, but I just
Black Panther is in the top 5, probably top 3 of the Marvel comic universe movies for me. Number 1 is and always shall be Thor Ragnarok. But we can discuss that movie.
I like Thor Ragnarok, but I wouldn't put it there. I have one giant problem with it.
Okay, we can talk about that one next.
Sure. I call Black Panther definitely top 10 Marvel movies. My top 10 Marvel movies, it may not seem like much, but it's all quality. Yeah. When you're all talking zero half shot of Kraken, and it's in that zero half shot of Kraken.
Yeah. So I give Black Panther a 0.
Hard to have flaws, so I have to give it 0 then, because I can't really find any real flaws.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok was a very good movie. I don't think it was their best comedy movie. I think technically I would have to give that to Guardians 2, because it was comedy and also got the feels without detracting from the comedy. Where Ragnarok, every time they have feels, they subvert it by comedy. And I feel like that's not necessarily... I think they were aiming for that, because they were trying to not be DC. Because that movie could have been heavy as fuck. But they chose not to. But I feel like they went just a bit too far, and so every scene they could have had emotional just didn't anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. So... Thor is, without question, my favorite character in the Marvel universe. Comic book.
I like the other Chris.
So I that's fine. I am a huge Thor guy, and so it's for me. It was. I thought that the chemistry that Thor had with Valkyrie was extremely great. I thought that I I thought Jeff Goldblum being just as wacky as he can be was amazing. I really really liked. I'm a huge Carl Urban fan. I think he did a very nice job in the show playing.
Yep, he did great with what he had.
A reluctant kind of bad guy who didn't really want to be a bad guy. He just wanted to not die that day, and while working for the Queen of Death.
He's like a weasel, but he's not weaselly about it.
No, he's just
a survivor. He's that guy. Somebody like some guys are survivors, but not weasels. He's just a survivor.
Well, like
I'm just surviving.
Like she said at the like Hella said at the very beginning, you seem to have a strong survival instinct.
Yep.
But he came correct at the end when it counted. I thought that him jumping out of the ship with the two guns as an homage to Doom was really on point.
Well, it's actually an homage to that whole scene's an homage to the old Thor story where he holds the army of death while Thor gets people out of there with two M16s, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's a much bigger character in the comics, of course.
Yeah, I really really liked it. I thought that some music always plays a big role in the movies I enjoy. You know, like you mentioned, Guardians of the Galaxy. The soundtracks for both Guardians of the Galaxy movies were on point. First one was better than the second one, but
I agree.
There is no 30 seconds in any Marvel movie that is as fuck yeah as Thor once he finally gets his shit together and starts coming down to the Immigrant Song on all those bad guys. That was badass.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is a very very good movie. I would even maybe call it great. I just don't like it as much as you have. There's a couple minor flaws, but they're minor.
Yeah. Anyway, I loved it. I thought it was zero shots of crack, and it's one of my all-time favorites.
I'd probably give it a half shot. It probably makes the bottom of my top 10.
Okay. I think I've watched it 6 times.
Wow. I haven't seen it that many times, but I'll be honest, the Marvel Universe is still killing it.
Yeah.
If you think about the worst thing we could say is they tried to do too much in one of their capstone movies. Yeah, well, that's going to happen when you're trying to tie together all these movies into something epic, and it was still epic. And a lot of people don't have the same problem as me. I'm just sometimes extra critical of stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So,
let's see. We got a couple minutes left.
One more.
I'm going to throw 2 things out there. I'm not sure if you've seen them. If not, then you can name something.
Okay.
Did you see Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle?
Yes. It's fucking transcendent. Love that movie.
That movie was great.
That movie was amazing. Oh my God. They just nailed that movie. It was so much fun.
It is both a great homage to the original Jumanji and entirely new.
Yeah.
It's great. Every main actor was great in it.
Yep.
Even Kevin Hart was being Kevin Hart, but he was funny in it.
He was very funny in it. I thought they all did a great job with it. Jack Black kept it just on the down low well enough that he didn't become irritating. Really well. Hey, that was
perfectly.
That was the Ding of Love. Another.
Oh, shit.
Yep. There's another one from Ben Farmer. He's given like half of the money we've gotten over the course of the entire night.
Man, he's killing it.
Yeah, God bless you, man. Here's the last of what I had to donate for today. Thanks, guys, for the fun today. Best of luck to the Durevskis. There you go. Thanks a lot, Ben. Really appreciate it. You're the best ever.
Yeah.
And if you haven't
stepped it up for this,
if you haven't checked out, make sure you take a look at Should Have Turned Left on YouTube. Some great battle reports. Super terrific guy, Ben. Great chatting with you earlier.
Absolutely. Ben. Thank you. Ben.
Back to Jumanji. That shit was amazing.
Yes, The Rock is great all the ways. Yes, The Rock. I mean, so me and Not Brushhead Dave now have a rule. If there's a Rock movie out, we're going to try and see it at least in the cheap theater.
Yep.
Because the other one I was going to ask you if you hadn't seen this was Rampage. Because
I saw it. Rampage is way better than it ought to be.
It's way better than it has a right to be. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I love The Rock. It's just a good movie.
They understood what they were, they embraced what they were, and they just had fun. And that's all you got to do, folks. It doesn't have to be a big deal.
You don't have to try and make the blockbuster of blockbusters. Just make the movie.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
He just nailed it. He's not happy. He's sad.
The whole movie was great. Even a negative experience in the theater couldn't take away the enjoyment of seeing that movie.
They had took the most shallow video game ever created and built a fun 90-minute movie around it. How the fuck?
And even got the fun sort of video game moments into it, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, running up the side of the building and knocking down helicopters and all kinds of stuff. It was all in there.
They even have one scene where they're eating a person.
Yep. Yep. It's great. No, I've not seen the Meg yet. That's got to happen though.
Meg. That's cheap theater material.
I've heard it's good though. I've heard it understands what it is and does it right. So
but yeah, that's still, we don't pay full price for that. We go to the cheap theater.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
So yeah, both those movies way better than I ever thought they would be. Well worth the money. Check them out. And those are the kind of things you might see on like Amazon Prime or Netflix for free soon. So here's hoping.
Man, here's hoping for sure. Well, shit, John.
That's 12 hours.
That's 12 hours, bitches, and we beat our goal.
Beat our goal because Ben puts his money where his mouth is.
No
and
shit.
Represents.
And there's some other people that definitely put their money where their mouth was too.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll tell you what. Thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. We do this thing once a year because, Jesus Christ,
it's a lot.
This shit'll kill you, man. This is serious business. 12 hours of this podcasting crap. But hey, John, thanks for saddling up for me again.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on again. It's good to get back to this.
Oh God,
back
yeah.
to my roots, so to speak.
Hell yeah, it's good to do it old school style again. But I don't. Fuck, I'm gonna put the face cam back up here. There we go. So I can say goodnight proper. Oh, we got another contribution. This one from Henry Marcus. Thank you very much, Henry. Appreciate it. Am I on the face? Yeah, there I am. Their face cam. So we're gonna get this money off to FltMedic here, probably end of the week. We're gonna close the pool down and transfer the money, and then I'm gonna take a day or two to get into my account. Then I'll go ahead and transfer it over to Robert. So you should see it sometime next week, Robert. And on behalf of John and I, super fun to spend the whole day with you here on Saturday. And special thanks to Belinda Librarian and my family for helping to make all this possible as well. So on behalf of myself and John Spencer, I got to get a shot here if we're going to do that. Got to thank everybody.
If we're signing off for a year, my friend, we got to do it.
Yeah, probably for a year, the way things are looking. Jesus Christ.
Hey, if not, you let me know.
Oh, we'll be John Con. We'll be back for John Con.
That's true.
So on behalf of my family, John Spencer, the Beer Machine Boys, the guys for we got DC, we got Jeff Easterwood, and everybody. We had everybody all day. I'm sorry that I'm not getting everybody's name, but thanks everybody. On behalf, hey Ron.
Ron.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Yep. Hey, man. We did good tonight, huh? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, man. We did good.
We did good. Ah, that's great, man. See you next time.